Hi students, welcome back. Let's continue with the internal data forwarding. So in the previous video, I explained about there are total 3 types of internal data forwarding techniques. One is the store load and load and next is the store. So in the previous videos, I explained about the store load and load forwarding with an example. Now let's have a look on the store data forwarding. Store means you have to take the two store instructions. Store memory comma R1, store memory comma R2. So how many memory access are taking place in these two instructions? To perform these two instructions, we require two memory access. Okay, so try to reduce the memory access. Whenever you replace the memory access with the register transfer operations, automatically the speed of the pipeline processor will be increased. The throughput will be increased. Okay, so what it means? The content of R1 is storing in the memory. Okay, suppose some 5 is there, that's storing in the memory. At the same time, the content of R2 is storing in the memory. So first it is performing this operation and next it is performing this operation. That means suppose the content of R1 contains of some 6 data. This 6 data is occupying in the memory. Suppose in 2000 location, a 6 will be moved. Okay, in the same 2000 location, another data, suppose R2 contains another something like 7. A 7 will be moved to the memory. Okay, so that means finally R2 contains 7, memory contains 7 and R1 contains 6. So here two memory access operations are performing. So what happening here, the memory, whatever the 6 data is sending to the memory, that data is replacing by R2. So then no need of sending R1 data to memory. Why we need to send the data? Why we need to send the 6 to memory? Because anyhow 6 is replacing. 6 is replacing with the 7. Then why we need to send? So this is a way. So we have to keep in concentration while writing the programs code. So by using the store data forwarding technique, we are trying to replace this. But instead of memory operation, I am replacing with the register transfer operation. So that means store M1. I'm sorry. Let me write store memory comma R2. I'm just simply writing store memory comma R2. I don't want about R1. Why I required R1? Anyhow, R1 contains 6 value. I don't require that because here I want to store in the memory. So anyhow, the memory is storing only 7 value. Then why R1 has to enter into the store operation? So just remove that step. Simply write store memory comma R2. Okay. So here what it is doing, the content of R2 is storing in the memory. Okay, that is whatever the 7 it is there in R2, that will be stored in the memory. So no need to write here. So overwriting R1 with R2 means then no need to store the R1 value into the memory. Just skipping. So here how many memory access will be there? Only one memory access. One memory access. So let me show you here in the diagram. Store, right? So first R1, what happening? R1 is sent to the access unit and from there to the memory. Okay, and the next R2 is also storing two store operations, right? So R2 is also sending the data to the access unit and then to the memory. So this is what happening here. R1 sending data to M and R2 is also sending the data to the memory. So that this data will be replaced by R2. So this will be converted to memory access unit R2. Okay. So the R2 is storing the data in the memory. Simply. So this is what store data forwarding. So we are replaced one memory access with a register transfer operation. So here two memory updates will be done. If you take this or this, suppose here if you take, there are two memory updates are there to store. Here performing store operation, two memory updates need to be taken. Of same word can be combined into one. Okay, since second store overrides, what happening here? The second store overrides the first. Second store overrides the first. Thus, the first store becomes redundant. So anyhow it becomes redundant. There is no use here. It becomes a redundant. So try to eliminate without affecting the output. So I just simply eliminate this without affecting the output. When you're removing the data, when you're removing the steps, whenever it is not affecting the output, try to remove those steps. No need of using those steps. Try to remove. One thing you have to remember, students, while writing the code, if some steps are not affecting the output, try to eliminate the steps so that your program length will be reduced, and so that the processor can also reduce their time to read the data. Okay, so that is what here I have done by using store data forwarding technique. I just simply eliminated the one store operation because it is not affecting the output. So try to eliminate it. So this is about the internal data forwarding, student. So in the next video, I'll take one problem to explain how this internal data forwarding technique is helpful in increasing the throughput of a pipeline processor. Thank you.